Jai Hind and welcome to Dev Talks. This is Aadi. Interesting days in Pakistan. It's a time of interest, and it's a time of a place where General Bajwa who's come into the limelight now. पहले तो यार सब खाते थे, everybody had eaten money. अब तो बाजवा साहब पे उंगली उठा ली यार. This is something very very interesting. टाइमिंग बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है. इमरान खान साहब फुल एक्शन में आने वाले हैं अगले 2-3 दिन में. What is going to happen in this whole scenario ये तो हमको देखना पड़ेगा. बट देखने से पहले थोड़े से सवाल हैं, थोड़ी सी चीजें हैं जो हमको सोचनी पड़ेंगी. सम थिंग्स दैट वील हैव टू थिंक अबाउट. व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली हैपनिंग इन पाकिस्तान? कहां पर जा रहा है ये देश? डूब रहा है कि सूख रहा है? काफी कुछ तो हो रहा है. मैच जीत के नहीं ज्यादा टेंशन है, बट आगे का क्या गेम है उसके बारे में देखना पड़ेगा. But guys, before I begin, one of the things that I want you to do, as always, please do like this video, subscribe to the channel. Agar aapne, if you've not hit the bell icon as of now, please do that so that you get the notifications of my videos. And of course, yes, बहुत ही important hai, and if you can, please do contribute towards the Dev Talks efforts. We've got a whole bunch of members come in. A lot of people have been helping me out with this entire process. I am thankful to each one of them. Let's move forward. बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सी न्यूज आ रही थी काफी टाइम से. इमरान खान वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट नया आर्मी चीफ, ये वो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी काफी कुछ आ रहा था. एक न्यूज आई वेयर एवरीथिंग काइंड ऑफ फ्लिप्ड यस्टरडे. नाउ देयर इज दैट जर्नलिस्ट, उसने एक आर्टिकल पहले आसिम सलीम बाजवा के बारे में भी लिखा था. What he says is that within 6 years, both the family became billionaires. His son's wife's family and his family became billionaires, started an international business, purchased multiple foreign properties, commercial plaza, as they say in Pakistan, commercial plots, huge farmhouses in Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, and of course, there is believed to have some abroad as well. तो 6 साल में बाजवा साहब ने, the allegation is in 6 years बाजवा साहब has accumulated enough. Now यार actually we can get into it. उसने कहां पर वो घर बनाया, उसने दुबई में क्या खरीदा, उसने कनाडा में क्या करा, उसने यहाँ कहाँ करा, वहां कहाँ करा, but that doesn't really make sense and that's not what I want to do in this particular discussion. वो तो यार आप कितने लोग बात कर रहे हैं वो उसके बारे में बताएंगे आपको. You can probably see that and I'm sure all of you by now have seen that, read it, gone through all sorts of things to understand बाजवा साहब के ऊपर एलिगेशन क्या है. तो उसको जरा साइड में कर देते हैं, ठीक है. एज पर प्रोसीजर द डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री अपना काम कर रही है. रिकमेंडेड 5 नेम पीएमओ को जा चुके हैं, ठीक है. जो सक्सेसर हैं वो 5 नेम कौन है, उनकी क्या क्वालिफिकेशंस है, ये है, एंटी इंडिया है सारे, ये वो, ऑल दैट स्टफ वी आर अवेयर ऑफ. इंटरेस्टिंगली द पीडीएम, जो सो कॉल्ड गवर्नमेंट का इनका जो पार्टी शार्टी क्या बना रखी है, अलायंस बना रखा है इन लोगों ने, दे आर अपने आप में डिवाइडेड है. एक बंदा कुछ कहता है, एक बंदा कुछ कहता है. इट्स एन इंटरेस्टिंग सॉर्ट ऑफ अ सिनेरियो व्हिच इज हैपनिंग. एंड 16 तारीख ऑन नवंबर 16 लाहौर हाई कोर्ट में एक पिटिशन सबमिट हुई जिसके अंदर बोला गया कि भाई साहब, नेक्स्ट आर्मी चीफ मस्ट बी डन ऑन बेसिस ऑफ सीनियरिटी एंड स्टफ, नथिंग एल्स. इट हैज टू बी अ प्रॉपर आर्मी प्रोसीजर where basis of seniority and qualification must be taken into consideration. लाहौर हाई कोर्ट के अंदर एक पिटिशन चली गई. नाउ दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. आर्मी चीफ का सिलेक्शन और कोर्ट के बीच में क्या इनका कनेक्शन बन रहा है और क्यों ये टाइम से पिटिशन गई, ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. ऑब्वियसली टाइमिंग का फैक्टर तो सबको समझ में आता है. 29th इज द लास्ट डे. बाजवा साहब जाएंगे 1 दिसंबर को. द न्यू आर्मी चीफ इज सपोज टू टेक चार्ज. एक और बड़ी जबरदस्त न्यूज आई थी एंड आई एम जस्ट गोना टेल यू अबाउट कपल ऑफ न्यूज दैट इज प्रोबब्ली बीइंग इग्नोर्ड अबाउट पाकिस्तान. कोई बोलता नहीं है इन चीजों के बारे में, बट इंटरनल जो पाकिस्तान में पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है उसके बारे में एक बड़ी न्यूज आई थी. वेयर देयर इज अ गाय कॉल्ड तस्नीम हैदर. नाउ ये तस्नीम हैदर साहब सेड दैट नवाज शरीफ हैड प्लांटेड द शूटिंग ऑन इमरान खान. जो ये असैसिनेशन सो कॉल्ड अटेम्प्ट हैज हैपेंड, ये जी नवाज शरीफ ने करा है. ही इज सिटिंग इन लंदन एंड ही हैज, बॉस, आई हैव एविडेंस. I'm ready to come to Pakistan and cooperate with any, investigation, or I can actually do the investigation in UK also. I will cooperate with the Scotland Yard. Ye, wo, this, that. He's said all that stuff.
नाउ इंटरेस्टिंग चीज ये है कि अगेन टाइमिंग, ठीक है, काफी केओस चल रहा है, तो थोड़ा सा यू कैन फाइंड ईच वन ऑफ दीज इंसिडेंसेस आर एडिंग सम अमाउंट ऑफ ऑयल टू द फायर, घी, आग में घी डाल रहे हैं। तालिबान के साथ तो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, गोलियां चलनी शुरू होगी। पहले तो हाँ ठीक है, गाली गलौज करते थे, ये करते थे, वो करते थे, वो काफी कुछ सुना के चले जाते थे, इनका झंडा झंडा फेंक देते थे। बट अभी तो यार गोलियां चल रही हैं। वीव सीन ऑल ऑफ अस हैव सीन वीडियोस। इकोनॉमी तो साहब हु केयर्स, एक वो क्या उनका फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर आके कहता है साहब डिफॉल्ट शिफॉल्ट कुछ नहीं होगा, हम लोग फिट हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। काफी लोगों ने बोला भाई 75% चांसेस ऑफ डिफॉल्ट इज देयर इन पाकिस्तान। ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है। बाकी सब कुछ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग। भाई बाजवा साहब ने 2-3 दिन पहले कोई ड्रोन्स रिलीज किया था, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो, बट नोबडी केयर्स अबाउट ऑल दैट यार। फ्लड शड, ये वो, ऑल दैट स्टफ इज जस्ट टाइम पास। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द पाकिस्तानी जनता इज मसाला। मसाला कहां पर है? वेयर इज द मिर्ची मसाला? वेयर इज द फन? जो न्यूज विच इज कमिंग आउट, वेयर इज द फन? एंड द फन इज राइट हियर। पहला क्वेश्चन तो ऑफ कोर्स यार, द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी इन पाकिस्तान इज ऑफ कोर्स मैच जीतना था, हिंदुस्तान को हराना था, मैच जीतना था। अब उसका क्या हुआ, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी, बट द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी वाज दैट। काफी डिस्कशन उसके ऊपर हुआ था, बट आज जो पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस है, फ्लड है, इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस है, उसके ऊपर तो इतना कुछ नॉट मच इज देयर। नाउ कमिंग बैक टू बाजवा, ठीक है, लेट्स लुक एट जनरल कमर जावेद बाजवा, द पाकिस्तानी आर्मी चीफ फॉर 6 years. Let's look at him a little deeper. इनका क्लेम टू फेम क्या है? एंड आई वांट टू ब्रेक दिस थिंग्स डाउन विद सम इंसिडेंट्स वेयर यू कैन रियलाइज हाउ डीप इज जनरल कमर जावेद बाजवा। काफी सारे एनालिस्ट हैं इंडिया में, आई हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ वीडियोस वेयर लॉट ऑफ दीस एनालिस्ट आर बिग फैंस। नो नो नो, दैट गाय इज गुड, ही इज अ पाकिस्तानी आर्मी चीफ, ये वो, जो भी कह लो, all that stuff is there. But let's look at what Bajwa Saab has stood for in the past 6 years. साहब आए थे, he booted out नवाज शरीफ सबसे पहले तो, so that is point number one. Second point, of course, he presided the entire Pakistani army when the terrorist attacks happened. What all terrorist attack? Uri, Pulwama, this, that, ये वो, उसका इंडियन रिस्पॉन्स भी आया, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हैपेंड, बालाकोट और द जावा टॉप बॉम्बिंग्स हैपेंड, ही वाज द आर्मी चीफ। क्या हुआ उसके बाद? यू हर्ड द स्टोरीज ना, वेयर किसकी टांगे कांप रही थी, किसका whose legs were shaking and whose forehead had a lot of sweat and this and that. Parliament में that discussion had happened in Pakistan. So he was the so-called head of the country during this time. ठीक है जी। After that what happened? Article 370 India passed, said खत्म, finished. What did he do? Nothing. Can he be termed as the general who lost Kashmir for Pakistan? Probably, ये तो पाकिस्तानी बताएंगे भाई. I know I've got a decent amount of audience from Pakistan, so I'm sure I will get some feedback from there. So those of you, if who will watch or who are watching from Pakistan, please let me know. Article 370, is he the general who lost Kashmir? ठीक है. After that, what did he do? He brought a gem, Imran Khan, the so-called raw agent of India, हमारा इंडिया का बेस्ट फ्रेंड. एंड दिस बाय द वे, ये तो आज फेमस हुआ है. जनरल रविशंकर एंड माई सेल्फ, वी स्पोक अबाउट दिस, इंडियाज टू बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स, ऑलमोस्ट 6-8 महीने पहले. You can go back to our this thing and please watch those videos where we said India has two best friends, Xi Jinping and Imran Khan. And that time I think Imran Khan was in power as well. So he brought Imran Khan. अब इमरान खान ने पाकिस्तान के साथ क्या किया, वी ऑल नो. ठीक है. अब पाकिस्तान में तो एक, आई मीन, आई डोंट वांट टू से दिस, बट देयर इज अ सो कॉल्ड लिटिल सेइंग व्हिच आई रेड. आई मीन, दिस इज नॉट माय आइडिया, बट देयर इज अ सेइंग दैट केम आउट, सर कि भाई एक न्याजी ने बांग्लादेश चढ़ा दिया था, दूसरे ने कश्मीर दे दिया. तो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंड. इकोनॉमी तो भाई साहब अंडर इमरान खान, एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स नो व्हाट दीस गाइज आर डूइंग. 75% chances of default is what a lot of people are saying, right? So this is something that we know. तालिबान who was supposed to be, अब तो भाई तालिबान आ गए, अब हमको कश्मीर दिलाएंगे. We heard all that, right? तालिबान आएंगे, कश्मीर दिलाएंगे. This is what was said. नाउ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, तालिबान इनको कश्मीर नहीं, इनका तो लैंड ले रहे हैं, वो इनकी फेंसिंग ले रहे हैं वो. And by the way, when they cut the fencing, they take it back to Afghanistan. So जो पाकिस्तानियों ने पैसे लगाए थे, that is also going. And there is a video on this, so I'm sure some of you would have seen that. Of course, firing is happening. All the terrorist groups जो भी पाकिस्तान के अंदर काम करते हैं, तहरीक तालिबान पाकिस्तान है, BLA है, ये है, वो है, all that stuff is based in the Taliban ruled country. And so-called liberation of Afghanistan किसने कराया था, किसके वॉच में हुआ? General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Wasn't it his ISI chief who went there and said everything will be all right? After that, Pakistan, China, the closest best friends, right? The best friends. What is that saying? वो क्या, higher than the Himalayas, deeper than the oceans, sweeter than honey, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. CPEC तो साहब बंद हो गया. Again, whose leadership? General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Right? CPEC is gone. मैं फिर से I'm going to say this. You know, a lot of analysts in India say, भाई, no. Bajwa is a very stand-up guy and this and that. Looking at his track record, would you say so? And please, correct me if I'm wrong. Write your opinions in the comment box, in the chat room here. Let's also hear your opinions with regards to the factor that was Javed Bajwa such a strong guy? And why is he considered a strong guy in India? कि भाई साहब उसने ceasefire करा दिया. अच्छा, was the ceasefire done on for India's benefit, or I think I'd let you guys answer that question. Corruption which has come out, Bajwa sahab personal corruption has come out. ठीक है. Now yeah, the deputy finance minister or someone who's saying bhai nahi, we will file a case and find out how did this information leak. That information leaked from somewhere, right? Let's just put a pin in that. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit. ठीक है. उसके बाद इनसे पहले जो गए थे वो तो पिज्जा जनरल थे. इमरान खान ने खुद ने कितने पैसे मारे हैं, वो क्या, that lady who had that $90,000 Farah Gogi, right? She now is coming out that she used to travel outside Pakistan on a different country's passport only. Again, whose leadership? All of you know. Pakistan's entire situation with regards IMF, with every little thing that you look at, is today the result of 6 years of our friend being there. So India's best friend is actually not Imran Khan. You know, there's a better friend in Bajwa. We must say this. Couple of big questions which are coming out, and this is the topic of my discussion. The biggest question I want to ask is, यार देखो, let's look at Imran Khan and Qamar Javed Bajwa's relationship. पहले सब कुछ ठीक था, same page, and this and that. Where did the page tear up? The page tore up about a year ago. Exactly, actually, October में. The page tore up about a year ago when the ISI chief was supposed to be changed, and Imran Khan ने बोला भैया मैं तो साइन ही नहीं करता, मेरे को बंदे भेजो, मैं इंटरव्यू करूंगा. All that stuff happened. My question is, you know, Imran Khan जब, you know, when he left office, इसने एक डायलॉग मारा था which has stuck with me for a long time. He said मैं तो ऑफिस में बैठा रहता था, सब कुछ देख रहा था क्या हो रहा है. I used to just sit in the office and watch. Is he talking about the factor this attack was not about anything else but the corruption that was happening at the top levels in the army? क्या उसको उस टाइम पे पता था बाजवा साहब क्या कर रहे हैं, कहां पर प्लॉट बन रहे हैं, कहां पर प्लाजे बन रहे हैं? Did Imran Khan take pangas with Bajwa knowing the factor that Bajwa was on a weak wicket? Interesting, right? बड़ा ये सोचना पड़ेगा. देखो यार, इमरान खान, एवरीबडी थिंक वो गधा है, ये है, वो है, whatever said and done, यार, he's standing there. ठीक है, he might have been brought, but उसके पास कुछ तो leverage होगा ना. Is this the leverage? इमरान खान has given a date for a धरना, 26th का उसने डेट दिया है. सेम टाइम वे द चीफ का प्रोसीजर स्टार्ट होता है. बट जब मैं ये बोलता हूं, मेरे को एक चीज और दिमाग में आती है, मैं एम आई गिविंग टू मच क्रेडिट टू इमरान खान? आई डोंट नो. द टाइम विल टेल. But the interesting thing that we need to see is the way that this whole thing has gone across from last October tells you that there is something more to this entire game. Either Bajwa Saab looked the other way जब इमरान खान अपने उल्टे काम कर रहे थे, and इमरान खान looked the other way जब बाजवा साहब अपने उल्टे काम कर रहे थे. भाई I scratch your back, you scratch mine. उसके बाद जब बाजवा साहब थोड़ा सा ये वो and he brought down इमरान खान said यार ये क्या है भाई, हम तो सेम पेज पे थे. Possible, quite possible. Now I told you, this information leaked. That is very interesting to me. Because yeah, Pakistan, obviously, money works. वो तो problem पता है, money is a big this thing. But this kind of stuff concerning the army and all that stuff, ये निकलना इतना मुश्किल, इतना easy नहीं है. I am sure the army controls all this. कहाँ पर किसकी information है, कहाँ पर कैसे रखी है, who's the person in charge, I am sure the army controls all this. So how did this come out? I'm not saying Imran Khan was behind it, but look at it. Is it that somebody close to Imran Khan has forced it out of there and given it to this journalist to type? 3, 5, 10, 8 days, what? Today is the 21st. कितने 8 दिन है? 8 दिन पहले. What does that tell us? That tells us that there is a थोड़ा सा gap, थोड़ा सा नहीं, actually काफी ज्यादा gap है between certain factions within the army itself. Yeah, the sheer factor that Imran Khan is still standing tells you कि भाई इमरान खान के पीछे कोई खड़ा है, ऐसे अकेला नहीं खड़ा हो. उसके बाद एक चीज और देखो, बाजवा साहब सडनली, बाजवा साहब की जो इन पाकिस्तान की लिंगो हुकूमत थी, he suddenly decided that boss, we are going to be neutral. Okay, they're going to be neutral. भाई डेमोक्रेसी बढ़ा रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. Okay, that was the logic given, but let's see. Why was this neutrality given? कि भाई हम तो न्यूट्रल हो जाएंगे, we will not, no, we will not interfere in politics. And this neutrality happened just right at the, इमरान खान के जाने से पहले न्यूट्रल हो गए जी, हम न्यूट्रल हो गए. What was this for? Very, very interesting, because this was basically done to remove Imran Khan. Correct? उसको भाई हम न्यूट्रल, हम हट रहे हैं, our hand is coming off behind him, opposition, please do what you need to, and tuck, he was taken off. I mean, in a democratic process, which is again, I think one of the first times this happened in Pakistan. That's why nobody, कोई मानता ही नहीं है उसको, क्योंकि पहले कभी तो हुआ नहीं. तो अब बोलते हैं यार ये तो कभी हुआ नहीं, ये क्या है, ये हमको तो समझ में नहीं आती है. या गोली मारो, या किसी को उठाओ ले जाओ, उसको सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट करो, जैसे वो बोलते हैं, वो सब ठीक है. बट ये नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन क्या होता है? सो दे डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड इट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे क्वेश्चन इट टिल नाउ. एनीवेज, व्हाटएवर द केस is this neutrality really a very, very strong foresight or weakness? He could have been told to be neutral. I don't know. Look at the army as an institution today. The Pakistani army, the almighty Pakistani army, behind which the almighty ISI. The current ISI chief came out, did a press conference. I mean, dark circles, sweating. A lot of people said that he was almost about to cry. Does that show you strength? Or no, neutrality, they said, we want to strengthen the democracy. That's why हम लोग भाई neutral हो रहे हैं, because the democratic values in Pakistan need to go up. My point is very simple भाई. If the army को आके खुद ही ये बोलना पड़े कि भाई democracy को सेव करने के लिए हम न्यूट्रल हो रहे हैं, तो that is not a democracy. That is not. This statement itself is, it doesn't make sense. यू लुक एट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग अभी तो सब जो थोड़े बहुत चैनल्स हैं बड़े डर डर के बोल रहे हैं वहां पर, उनको पता है यार ज्यादा बोल दिया तो बंद हो जाएगा. वी हैव सीन चैनल्स गेटिंग क्लोज्ड. ठीक है, इमरान खान सेड समथिंग, उसको ठक ठुक करो, केस कूस डालो यार, ये करो वो करो. What were these? What does this show you? This shows you a haphazard approach by the army to control a time bomb that they created, which they can't turn off right now. Because वो time bomb ने क्या किया है, अपने आप को इनके पीछे बांध दिया. So he obviously has something on them. बोलता है ना यार, एक रिकॉर्ड मैंने वीडियो रखी हुई है. अब पता नहीं if he's bluffing or not, but looking at when stuff like this happens, it makes you think कि यार कुछ तो होगा. Abhi, interestingly, Imran Khan has a so-called threat to his life, and today the interior minister says कि भाई enemy's agency might just try and attack him. तो भाई enemy agency might just try and attack him is India, of course. अब ये सब हो रहा है, ठीक है. Let's look at the हालत of the people in Pakistan. Does anyone know that in Balochistan, in Gwadar, there's been a protest on since 27th October. 25 दिन हो गए हैं उस protest को. Today they blocked up the roads and stuff like that. काफी आज escalate हो गया था, but 25 दिन से लोग बैठे हुए हैं वहां पर. Dawn, this, that, such big newspapers, nobody covers it. IMF के साथ इनका फिर से झगड़ा हो गया जी, because they are telling Pakistanis to increase the petrol price. They know यार पेट्रोल प्राइस इंक्रीज करोगे सारे इमरान खान के साथ चिपक जाएंगे, और ये क्या होगा उसके बाद क्या है. ठीक है. Plus, apart from that, IMF is saying, bhai, we've given you some money. Can you give us, in simple words, give us the bills back, yaar? Where have you spent it? Pakistan doesn't have that, or is not giving it. Either one, I don't know. Floods has come and gone. The entire topsoil where, cultivation could happen, वो तो पूरी गायब हो गई है जी. The entire thing is gone. Which is the, fertile soil जिसको बोलते हैं, that is gone. So that is very interesting. There is nobody talking about it. So that means food is going to be a big challenge. ऊपर से सबसे ज्यादा भैया जब the most funny thing I find in Pakistan, and CPEC, thank God, I think for Pakistanis they should actually thank General Bajwa about it कि भाई चाइनीज को थोड़ा दूर रखा था, बट अभी चाइनीज को वापस लेके आ रहे हैं, कोई 8-10 बिलियन whatever. और ये लोग अपनी जनता को क्या बेचते हैं भाई, इन्वेस्टमेंट आ रही है. कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट कहां से आ रही है यार, तुम उसको इंटरेस्ट दे रहे हो उसके ऊपर. वो इंटरेस्ट वाली इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं होती, इंटरेस्ट वाला लोन होता है. अब अंग्रेजी तो बोलते नहीं ना वहां पर, एनीवेज. गैस इज नॉट देयर, एंड दिस आई एम नॉट सेइंग, दे आर सेइंग कि भाई हमारे पास गैस नहीं है इस बार. लाइट तो होती नहीं. यू लुक एट पाकिस्तानी यूट्यूबर्स, दे ओनली से आज जनरेटर चला रखा है, लाइट तो है नहीं. अभी इतनी क्राइसिस है कि पीडीएम इज ट्राइंग टू सिट डाउन विद पीटीआई एंड से यार साथ में बैठ के बात कर लेते कौन नया आर्मी चीफ बनेगा. अब मुझे ये नहीं पता ये दिस इज ऑल रूमर और व्हाट. वी विल ओनली कम टू नो एट द 29th, एट द लास्ट 59 सेकंड की भाई ये जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा, बिकॉज यू डोंट नो. बाय द लुक्स ऑफ इट लास्ट टाइम, एंड एज ए मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट एक वीडियो भी किया था मैंने उसके ऊपर आफ्टर इमरान खान शूटिंग, ऐसा लग रहा था कि अब तो डंडा पड़ेगा मार्शल लॉ. बट ये साहब तो उतने वीक हैं कि क्या मार्शल लॉ लगाएंगे. The biggest thing that is coming out is that the Pakistani army as an institution, इनकी जो उनके पार्लियामेंटेरियन ने बोला था टांगे कांप रही हैं इस टाइम पे. They are weak. They are very, very weak. They don't know what's happening around them. They cannot control this chaos right now. They created a monster and they don't know what to do about it. आर्मी चीफ के लिए बात करेंगे भाई, फ्लड में वो लोग मर रहे हैं उसके बारे में कोई नहीं बोलता. फनी थिंग इज दैट जो मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया है इनका, एंड दैट्स समथिंग जस्ट टू क्लोज अप दिस टॉक, देयर मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया इज, अब वो बोलते हैं ना मसाला न्यूज. इंडिया में भी ये था क्या, ये है भी. यू लुक एट हमारे जो 9 o'clock डिबेट्स हैं उसके अंदर आप क्या सीखते हो मुझे नहीं पता. एक दूसरे पे चिल्लाना जरूर हो जाता है, थोड़ी सी भड़ास निकल जाती है, लोग अपने बेडरूम में रिमोट पकड़ के या लिविंग रूम में रिमोट पकड़ के चिल्ला रहे होते हैं एक दूसरे के ऊपर या एडिशन दे रहे होते हैं, बट इट्स व्हाट, देयर इज नो दिस थिंग इन इट। दैट्स व्हाई अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल स्टार्ट वाचिंग यूट्यूब कि यार यहाँ से कुछ तो पता चलेगा। देयर मीडिया इज वर्स इवन। अब इंडिया एक रॉकेट मारता है तो पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच जाते हैं वो, तो भाई पता नहीं, अब तो न्यूक्लियर बम फटेगा एंड ऑल दैट नॉनसेंस। So their public discourse which is there. Now let me get a little serious. I was talking in a little bit of a fun this thing. Let me get a little serious. Inka, the public discourse is set up by the mainstream media, who's focused, of course, on news that will get them money, yaar. Get them advertising, get them TRP, just like any other business. And they engage the people in this whirlwind of a turmoil which is happening in the country. ऑब्वियसली अब इतनी बड़ी पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस है, रोज ही कुछ ना कुछ खड़ा हो जाता है वहां पर। कभी इमरान खान कुछ बोल देता है, कभी ये होता है, कभी वो होता है, कभी ये होता है, कभी वो होता है। एवरीथिंग इज डन ऑन एन इंटरेस्टिंग टाइमिंग। टू मी, आई एम सेइंग वन थिंग वेरी क्लियरली, दैट दिस होल इंसिडेंट टेल्स यू वन थिंग, दैट द सैंक्टिटी ऑफ द कंट्रोल ऑफ द पाकिस्तानी आर्मी, जो दम से कंट्रोल करते थे, वो थोड़ा ढीला हो गया। नाउ न्यू आर्मी चीफ विल कम, ठीक है, ही विल कम एंड ट्राई एंड कंट्रोल द कंट्री। इमरान खान ने सेइंग चाहे जो मर्जी आ जाए, मैं जो मर्जी करूंगा। अब दो तीन चीजें हो सकती हैं, या तो इमरान खान को लात पड़ेगी, उसको कहीं जेल जूल में डाल देंगे या भगा देंगे। बट रिमेंबर, इमरान खान का थोड़ा सा इंटरनेशनल सपोर्ट भी है। आफ्टर द शूटिंग दैट हैपेंड, इमरान खान गॉट सम सपोर्ट फ्रॉम अब्रॉड, सो इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी दैट इजी, ठीक है। एंड दैट्स व्हाट me and General Shankar also discussed yesterday when we were talking about our neighborhood, that Pakistan is in the best position right now when they are looking inward. Having said that, their nefarious activities with regard supporting Western groups in terms of Khalistan, in terms of कश्मीर, ये वो सब चलता रहेगा, बिकॉज वो आर्मी का बजट नहीं, आईएसआई का बजट नहीं जाता कहीं पे, ये सब तो बाहर चलता रहता है। दिस इज देयर एक्सटर्नल आर्म, दिस विल ऑल कंटिन्यू। सो एनी टाइम दैट वी थिंक पाकिस्तान इज वीक, so they won't attack us or they won't do all this nonsense, is wrong. This is something that we need to put in our heads. Pakistan will always harm us. Remember that very clearly. A country, to my mind, in conclusion, is which is so close, you know, to losing touch of reality right now, because आप उनके टॉक शोज देखो, you see then I don't know which world they're living. मेरे पास है जी, मैं अपने लिए खरीद रहा हूं, बाकी मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता देश में क्या हो रहा है। And that is what that population is. It's a shame. I mean, literally. What will the world do? I mean, the world came and said, "Bhai, we will pledge this." अभी वो क्या COP27 में some amount of money shall be created. Pakistanis are getting happy कि भाई थोड़े और पैसे आ जाएंगे। But मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आता, world is giving money, but they ignore the time bomb which is waiting to explode in Pakistan. All they have to do is throw more money into the mix. I mean, there's less as it is. There's a guy who owns some 150 Pizza Huts. They're the second largest buyers of real estate in London. Second or third largest buyers of real estate. I mean, all the West wants to do is throw more money. यार उसको थोड़ा शांत हो जाओ. A lot of people say, यार अच्छा है, हाँ ठीक है. But as a neighbor, we would want Pakistan to be looking inward कि भैया उनकी अपनी प्रॉब्लम है, वो बिजी रहें. As I said, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ISI will be quiet. ISI has got enough resources and enough manpower to run all this stuff and create trouble in India also. ठीक है, and they will do it. Let me say that very carefully, very clearly. जो इतना turmoil हुआ था in the 2019, 2020, 2021 era, we know where the money came from and who's behind it. And most of them, if you look at it, are Pakistanis. वो Pakistanis are, of course, settled in the West and they're doing well for themselves and ये वो and all that stuff. But they're all Pakistanis. So we need to be very careful. इंडिया में बहुत सारे लोग हैं, अरे बलूचिस्तान में ये कर देते हैं, वो कर देते हैं, ये कर देते हैं, कुछ नहीं भाई साहब, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, ये दिस होल रेटरिक, दिस स्टूपिड रेटरिक ऑफ ब्रेकिंग अप पाकिस्तान, ये सुनने में अच्छा दिखता है, ठीक है? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, लेट्स लुक एट द एक्चुअल रियलिटी ऑफ व्हाट विल हैपन इफ दैट प्लेस ब्रेक्स अप. Where will the people go? They will all come where? How many border posts will you put? Yes, it's great masala fun for us also, as news watchers and people who like to have a little fun with geopolitics once in a while. But let's understand, this is a country. I mean, this is going to go into complete chaos. Is India even thinking about this today? I'm sure some circles are, but we as common citizens need to also realize there is a huge ethnic divide that will get created if something like that happens in Pakistan. Right? That's a country full of guns. Of course, the West is worried about it and this and that, but this is exactly, I don't have solutions as to what needs to be done. I don't. Because it's a weird country. I don't think they even know what's happening and what is the solution. So many so-called बड़े-बड़े इतने इनके जो speakers हैं, सब बोलते हैं ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो सब ठीक है, बट सोल्यूशन क्या है कोई नहीं बोलता. You look at all of their YouTube channels, there is one thing common about it. They will all state the problems. And most of the obviously audience are Indian because we like listening to that. So they are earning money on our courtesy. That, okay, fair enough. That's all fine. But all they do is ये प्रॉब्लम बताते हैं कि भाई आप देखो ये इमरान खान ने ये कर दिया, ये कर दिया. What is the solution, साहब? Because there is none. There is none. And in spite of all this, our dear friend USA आज बोलता है साहब, Pakistan is a strategic ally in the region. India is a world strategic ally in a global phase, but regionally, Pakistan is a strategic ally of you. I don't know what to see in this. And with the way the West is making decisions in Ukraine and stuff like that, I don't know what they see in this. This is all I wanted to say, that as the idea of all this happening at this time is very interesting to me. It tells you that entire so-called establishment system जो पाकिस्तान ने बनाया है, जो भी बनाया है यार, आर्मी का एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाया है लोगों ने जिससे पूरा देश चलता है, इनका जैसे भी चलता है, बट चलता है, that is starting to show cracks in it today. And we need to recognize this. The sheer factor all this stuff is suddenly coming out, it got leaked from somewhere, and the sheer factor of the weakness, and I'm going to emphasize this, the weakness of General Qamar Javed Bajwa, the Pakistani general who lost Kashmir. Something is going to snip in that country, and it's going to happen very soon. We have to keep a track, and I'm going to be coming back to you guys with more and more as this thing goes forward. Not on a let's look at these things rather from a larger perspective than getting into the details. भाई उसने इसको क्या बोला, उसने उसको क्या बोला, वो कहाँ जाएगा, कौन सा आर्मी चीफ लगेगा, ये वो. We can have discussions on that, but I think more importantly we need to look at the overall picture. Pakistan, where is Pakistan heading? And to my mind, it is heading to a very, very dark place. Some of you have had comments. I'll just take a couple of them. I don't want to go on with this program for a long time. It's a short bit of news, and it's something that I wanted to put out there. Main point being, I think Imran Khan knew what was happening and is trying to take advantage, and that's one of the reasons why he's able to put pressure on the army. That may also be one of the reasons why where Bajwa Saab is not taking an extension. Could be, couldn't be. Only time will tell. Right? Okay, Deepak Saab, you say, will army chief be indicted in Pakistan? Well, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. This guy probably has a ticket out, and ये तो बहुत टाइम से है. He's supposed to join his son. I think his son stays in Dubai, Australia, one of these places. ये तो outward. Yeah, they will create a trial, they will do this, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे, जैसे राहिल शरीफ को पिज्जा जनरल बोलते हैं. They will talk about all that stuff, but what has happened about it? Nothing. You also say that how did they manage to get out of FATF with all this nonsense? Is there a larger conspiracy with it, or is FATF also a farce? I agree with the second part of it. It is quite a farce at the end of it. But, Mr. Deepak, there is a show I had done on the factor ki bhai, what is the secret relationship between the US and the Pakistanis? And I was one of the few people who identified the reason why it is. And I believe that is a very strong reason. The West is too focused towards Ukraine. Pakistan was able to meet a need for the West in terms of the Ukraine war, supply some weapons and this and that. And the West said, okay, fair enough. Let's just, kind of this and that. Of course, that raid that happened in Afghanistan is a big factor. Okay? So it's a give and take sort of a relationship. Pakistan has always been able to leverage their geostrategic locations, the self-suicide button that they have with regards to their nuclear weapons and stuff like that. So it's not nothing new. I'm not too surprised about the FATF. Of course, it is, it's these organizations that the Pakistanis went in for have changed their name 14 times today, and they're known as what, Freedom for Peace, and I don't know what all. So yeah, it's an eyewash, and we all know it. It's all the current American leadership's needs, and it's based on all that. That's how it is. It's sad. I understand, and I can see that in your question, but it's true. Is it possible for any leader in Pakistan to realistically not be corrupt? Okay, at some level, this seems to me nothing, a nothing burger, as I doubt the Pakistani public cares enough to object to such behavior. Absolutely not, sir. The last part of it, let me just say this. I don't think the Pakistanis mind. They will say, हाँ ठीक है यार, थोड़ा बहुत ले लिया, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. वैसे भी everybody knows the minute a person becomes a colonel channel, उसको कोई 3 प्लॉट मिलते हैं, 4 प्लॉट मिलते हैं. वो जैसे ही वो ऊपर जनरल बन जाता है, कई सारे प्लॉट मिलते हैं. There's nothing new about this. I don't think the people are going to create that much of a tamasha. हाँ, the chance of creating tamasha, of course, lies with the Imran Khan faction, where they can now say, भाई देखा मैंने बोला था ये तो खराब आदमी है. That can happen, because at the end of it, please understand, the Imran Khan faction is going to be looking at it from a very, very simple way. How can we put more pressure on the army? And he's got an opening. Will he take this or not? That is something we'll have to see. If Pakistani moves towards more chaos, they'll start spreading that religious intolerance to India. Say they are already doing it. They are already doing it. They've been doing it since 1975. It's nothing new. We know about it. Yes, we didn't act on it for a long time. There is some stuff which is happening right now. You can be satisfied or a little satisfied or a little less satisfied about it. Totally different discussion. But yes, they've been doing it. Now, before I close, I want to also say another thing. Pakistanis some time ago used to discuss one thing, and this I said in last night's show with General Shankar also, that Pakistanis still some time ago used to discuss, यार हमारा श्रीलंका की तरह हाल तो नहीं हो जाएगा. I have to just say one thing, यार ऐसा है, Pakistanis need to understand, today Sri Lanka is a rather little more stable. हाँ ठीक है, they've got a lot of their issues and stuff like that, but yeah, they don't have their soldiers dying on the borders and this and that. That's not happening, right? Their situation might be more stable, and if there is a crisis, of course, they can always turn to India, and India will help them. ठीक है, China तो करेगा नहीं, but India करेगा. Pakistan needs to understand that tomorrow Sri Lankans are going to ask the question that यार कहीं हम पाकिस्तान तो नहीं मर जाएंगे. It's very simple, because the way these guys are going, I don't see an end game. A lot of Pakistanis believe that the new army chief will have a magic wand and he will just do this through mantar and everything will become okay. I don't think it is. Look at where they are, look at where their foreign relations are. And one of the biggest things is that the sheer factor that he was there for 6 years, could pick up the phone and talk to these people. He got some IMF का उसने थोड़ा काम करा दिया था, थोड़ा जल्दी हो गया था. How many does the next guy have that capability? Who will listen to him? With what is happening in Pakistan, anybody will put money into it? A question I'd leave the about 2.5% of my viewership that comes from Pakistan to answer. And please do, guys, if I'm wrong, let me know. I'm sure you guys are very disappointed about the factor that your army chief has been. I would be too. But it's quite the reality, and I'm sure you guys are like, हाँ ठीक है, उसने ज़्यादा नहीं खाया. That's the funny thing. I heard it from one of the bigger YouTubers in Pakistan कि हाँ ठीक है, ज़्यादा नहीं है, इतना अमाउंट ज़्यादा नहीं है, 12 बिलियन रुपए तो ज़्यादा थोड़ी है. It's about 50-70 billion dollars, ज़्यादा नहीं है. और बाजवा साहब ने डिक्लेयर करा है. That is another justification that would be given कि यार he's declared it in his income tax. He's not hiding it, huh? He's declared it. Where he got it from, हाँ ठीक है जी, 2-4 तो प्लॉट हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Fair enough. With that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. Before I sign off, my request to all of you guys, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my videos pretty much every night, doing a new video with something new. Today we had two of them. One was with Commander Sandeep Dhawan, who told us Galwan ke Balwalon ki kahani. Interesting. Please follow this particular series where I'm going to do, this is called the Soldier Speak series, and it's going to be available on a playlist starting tomorrow, Tuesday, 22nd November. I will fix that playlist so that you guys can watch all these in one playlist, and I have lots many coming up in that particular aspect. In the middle of the week, I have some interesting episodes lined up with some very, very interesting speakers. So stay tuned and keep checking it out. Please do visit the website, thedevtalks.com. And yes, lastly, and most importantly, if you can, please do support me with the effort of Dev Talks by either becoming a member, clicking the join button. You can also send us super stickers or super chats by clicking thanks, or a direct contribution on the UPI, which is going below your screen right now. Thank you so much. Till next time, Jai Hind.